much, my senior and colleague PS Abubakar, PS for Investment Promotion, Ambassador Dr. Joseph Waroya, our Deputy Head of Mission in the UK, and also Special Envoy to the Diaspora, Deputy High Commissioner to the UK High Commission in Nairobi, Liz Tabufeld, Ambassador Kabira, Secretary, Investment and Entrepreneurship, the CEO of the British Chamber of Commerce, our beloved diaspora, distinguished guests, and esteemed partners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning. It's an immense honor for me to be here to address you on the official opening of this UK-Kenya investment mission, as I am informed. A little joke is that in our Ministry of Investment, Trade and Investment Promotion, Trade and Industrialization, MITI, there is a PS for Trade. Our brother Kombudo is a PS for Investment Promotion, my brother Abubakar, and there's a PS for Industrialization, our brother Daktari. So he is very careful to make sure that this is one of his deliverables and not the trade deliverable. So UK-Kenya Trade Investment Mission of 2024. So allow me to begin really by expressing deepest gratitude to the UK, to the Kenya High Commission in London, the British Chamber of Commerce, CICL, Can Invest, the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and all the other partners who have come together to put this together. There is a Kenyan methali that says, ukiona vyaelea vimeundwa. Yes? Okay, so that basically means that stuff doesn't just happen, I think. Or when you see stuff, when you see a fish on top of a tree, somebody put it there. Okay, so I think that's a more Gen Z methali. So together, or rather today really we gather to for a singular purpose to enhance trade and investment ties between Kenya, the UK, and the wider Commonwealth community. And this mission, through its focus in creating new business partnerships and specific matchmaking opportunities, is not just about commerce, but also about mutual prosperity, innovation, and a shared future in which all of our different countries can thrive through collaboration. As the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, we view this mission as particularly significant. Our mandate at the State Department, of course, centers around the Kenyan diaspora, who constitute a global network of talent-driven, passionate individuals who are ready and are always there to continue making their invaluable contribution, both in their host countries and here back home. We think it's extremely important that our diaspora were able to pull something like this together, because this is what our diaspora does, and this is them showing up. So I'm very proud of you. Yes, it's okay, I will take the clapping, yes. In recent years, we have seen a shift. The diaspora is no longer simply our community abroad. It's not those people that we think about when we have time, or it's not those people that we think about when we have finished our quote-unquote mainstream diplomacy work. Our diaspora is a powerful driver of investment, of entrepreneurship, and trade. And our goal at the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, therefore, is to harness, to collaborate with, and to channel this energy to further enhance our nation's economic growth by protecting, engaging, empowering, and prospering our diaspora in line with the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. The MC mentioned that we've recently launched our strategic plan. As recently as yesterday, the ink is barely dry on it. And this is our inaugural strategic plan at the State Department for Diaspora Affairs, because as you might have heard before, we are one of the newest departments. We are 21 months old. And this strategic plan that was launched yesterday speaks deeply or goes into more detail about the work that we are trying to do along those issues of protecting the diaspora, engaging the diaspora, empowering and prospering our diaspora. And I invite you, if you like, to have a look at it on our website. That's diaspora.go.ke. I was invited to speak about the foreign policy and trade and investment. And being the good academic that I am, I edited that topic, and I'm going to speak instead about diaspora policy or diaspora diplomacy and trade and investment. But let me start by saying the Kenyan foreign policy really does have 5 pillars. And one of those pillars is diaspora diplomacy. That is to say that Kenya takes seriously the work that our diaspora do, not just in sharing their talent around the world, but in making a deep connection between their host country and their country of origin. We see our diaspora as our deepest and most important extension of Kenya in their new homes. And today is a picture of such connection, because our diaspora are able to reach out within their own networks and within their own areas of influence and expertise and create linkages that very often businesses or governments cannot do. So let me highlight 3 key areas of interest that we as a State Department are focused on, not just during this trade mission, but broadly in the work that we do with our diaspora as far as investment and trade is concerned. The first is diaspora trade networks. The Kenyan diaspora is one of our most valuable assets. With a presence across the world, and today we are talking particularly about the United Kingdom and other Commonwealth countries, the diaspora serves as a bridge between Kenya and the global market. Their connections, their resources, and knowledge form the backbone of our diaspora trade networks, which is crucial for building suitable and sustainable partnerships across all sectors. As we navigate this mission, we are keen to strengthen these networks and foster greater cooperation between our diaspora and international business communities. Let me give a couple of examples very quickly. You can see maybe very easily how diasporas are able to open up trade routes wherever they live. If I live in Glasgow and I enjoy drinking 𝐃𝐈𝐻𝐿 tea, this is not a paid partnership, 𝐃𝐈𝐻𝐿 tea, 𝐃𝐈𝐻𝐿 Gold or Ketepa, chances are I will find a way to get that tea that I love where I live. Yes? Any person here who has lived in the diaspora, wherever you come from, you probably carry certain things from home with you. Yes? Yes, everybody's nodding. You bring your tea or your coffee, or once during my honeymoon, that got very personal very quickly. But during a holiday, we happened to sit with this couple that was from India. And we were, having dinner, and the bride, they were also on their honeymoon, opened her purse and very sort of secretively removed some chutney from her purse and opened it and sort of added it to her food, because these things are important to our well-being and to our being able to enjoy these places. I make jokes now, but I happen to know that people in this room, including my own officers like Etienne, carry their own tea bags in their wallets when they travel. I'm just saying that. Anyway, all that to say that diasporas are important for opening up trade routes like that. They attract the products that they use. We probably don't think a little more deeply about the services, however, that they attract to these places. But this week I've had the chance to interact with a hairdresser who I know every few months buys a ticket and goes to the US or to Rwanda to service a number of her clients who have sister locks, because they're not able to find this service there, or the service is extremely expensive and so on. What do I mean by this? Diasporas open up trade routes not just for goods, but for services, for the comforts of home, or for things that they find at home. Those are 2 very basic examples. You can think about how one builds up from that place on. So that's diaspora trade networks. The second, ladies and gentlemen, is the diaspora policy on trade and investment in Kenya. A key priority for our State Department is to finalize and operationalize our diaspora investment strategy. We have a draft, and we've been working with Commonwealth Secretariat to put something together, which will outline a comprehensive framework to harness the potential of Kenyan diaspora worldwide in contributing to the socioeconomic development of the country. I'd like to pause a little bit and say that beyond working with the usual government institutions, KenInvest, ministry, the Ministry of Investment, Promotion, and so on, can we begin to think about how chambers of commerce, for example, can work with diaspora-owned businesses? Is there a space within the British Chamber of Commerce to think about Kenyan diaspora in the UK owned businesses as part of your Chamber of Commerce, or the other way around? What can those structures begin to look like that bring together diaspora owned businesses and create networks that allow us to thrive? We have already received comments and proposals from stakeholders on the investment strategy that I spoke about, and we are hoping to finalize and launch the strategy and hit the ground running, and I'm grateful to the State Department for Investment Promotion for the work that they have done with us on this. With an estimated diaspora population of around 4 million globally, and the numbers in the UK are a moving target. The numbers of the diasporas anywhere are a moving target. But anything between 140,000 to 300,000 being in the UK, the strategy recognizes the immense opportunity for leveraging their skills, expertise, and financial resources. And the key components of the strategy will include engagement and outreach to the diaspora, while also emphasizing proactive engagement through targeted outreach programs. And I've spoken about the networks that I mentioned, and we also believe that creating specific incentives, easing regulatory frameworks, offering clear pathways for investment, diversification of diaspora investment alternatives, facilitating improvement of business environment, and all of that good work that my brother P.S. Abubakar works on that is specifically targeted to the diaspora is going to be a game changer. So we are confident that this policy and this strategy, once fully in place, will offer a streamlined process for the diaspora and for diaspora investors to tap into the Kenyan potential and contribute directly to the nation's development. The third, as I conclude, good friends, I was going to give you a rousing speech on why invest in Kenya, but that has been done very, very well by my brother P.S. Abubakar. So allow me, in a much less elegant fashion, to add a couple of things. Let me share some thoughts because P.S. Abubakar has already said this. Kenya's investment climate is one of the strongest in the EAC, attracting substantial foreign direct investment, both from emerging but also from developed markets. We are a member of several key trade arrangements, and we benefit from various trade promotion schemes, such as AGOA, frameworks of the WTO, the EAC, EU arrangement, the EPA that was spoken about, as well as being part of COMESA. These frameworks open doors for investors to access broader markets and trade advantages, and this will create potential market beyond our own borders. And I think, P.S., I don't know if you mentioned, but perhaps today somebody's also going to talk about the AFCFTA and how being able to invest in Kenya then really opens up that entire market of 1 billion people to that particular investor. And we, the Kenyan diaspora, we think, my Kenyan diaspora, we think of you as key interlocutors in that conversation. And we seek to see how you can bring more investments into the country and and really into the East African region and to Africa, using Kenya as your gateway. And as a State Department for Diaspora Affairs, then we are here to handhold you and to make it work. And I am glad, again, P.S. Abubakar is here because your department or your departments really helped make this happen. I also have immense confidence in Kenya's workforce. Again, P.S. Abubakar spoke about this. Our human capital, especially among young professionals, are widely recognized for their creativity, flexibility, and dedication. By creating clear opportunities for these skilled workers to engage with global economies or to work in the global labor market, we're establishing Kenya as a key contributor to that international labor market. Kenyan talent not only addresses labor shortages around the world, but introduces new and fantastic ideas and innovations in various industries around the world, as you can already see represented here. Perhaps I could, one could easily say that, not one could easily say, one is saying, or I am saying, that this collaboration strengthens our commitment to showcasing Kenya's talent as world-class, highly trained and capable of thriving anywhere in the world. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, the UK-Kenya Trade and Investment Mission is more than just an event. It is a platform to open doors to endless possibilities. It is an opportunity to deepen the ties that bind our nations and leverage the collective strength of our people, particularly those in the diaspora. The matchmaking possibilities that have been discussed, I understand there are deal rooms where deals are going to be made and explored. Yes, the matchmaking possibilities, partnership development, investment promotion activities over the next 3 days are the seeds that will yield the partnerships of tomorrow. I understand there's a trip to Konza. I strongly recommend it. Allow me to be the plug for Konza city, because it is quite something. At this juncture, let us commit to this moment to creating lasting economic bridges, channel the energy of our diaspora, and drive forward the economic transformation of Kenya. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I look forward to the productive discussions and collaborations that will emerge from this trade and investment mission. To our diaspora, karibuni sana nyumbani, and looking forward to the rest of it. Thank you very much.